I know this.
Alright, Pet Shop of Horrors. This is a classic. The cover is a little lacking though, maybe because it's aged, but hugs are good. Alright, the back. Welcome to Chinatown. During your visit, be sure to stop by Count D's pet shop, where love and dreams are sold in the form of mystical creatures, but not without a catch. The buyer must adhere to a set of rules, which, if broken, may result in death or worse. What we have here is an urban fantasy. It takes place in a very unique pet shop in Chinatown in America. I think San Francisco. Like it says, customers can buy mythical creatures from a manager who mysteriously knows the perfect pet according to the person's need. When the customers enter, they are in desperate need to escape their troubles or forget their worries. These pets come with rules. Break any of these rules and the pet shop cannot be held reliable for the events and incidents that may occur. Think of this manga as Aesop Fables meets The Twilight Zone. The tone and the mood is odd, mysterious, discomforting, and uncanny, and is unsettling with a hint of gore. It's funny that this manga says 13 plus. I'd say 16, maybe even 18 plus. The gore is a little intense. You're gonna see innards, half-eaten bodies, half-eaten limbs. This manga likes to point out that there's nothing more horrific than nature. As much as this sounds like a dark fantasy, it's actually very light-hearted at times, and some occasions there are good outcomes. Let's go to the art. I have clips in this manga because there is gore. With the art style, there is a positive and a negative. Let's start with the negative. This manga has aged. You don't see this style no more. It may even turn people away. But I did notice that the main character's face is odd at times. The eyes keep wanting to separate further away from the center of the face. I think that the artist is trying to make the main character attractive, but trying a little too hard. That goes with the tops of heads. Sometimes they're unfinished. The outline of the top of the head is just not there. It's a nitpick. It's not that noticeable. Not for the positive. The level of detail in this is rarely seen nowadays. They even put the effort in to put patterns in the clothing and in the background. And I noticed right away that the character wears something different the next day. You never see them in the same outfit. This is perfect because the manga doesn't tell you when the next day happens. In the back, there is a character glossary and artist notes. The creature designs are very unique. It's not what you expect at all. Seeing the creatures is definitely the highlight of this manga. That leads me to the characters. There are two main characters and many sub-characters who only appear in their own chapter. The manager of the pet shop is Count D, a mystery in itself. He is polite and reserved. He appears to care, but it's only politeness. D seems unapproachable, but lights up and shows some personality when animals are hurt or in trouble, or if somebody gives him sweets to eat. The next character is Detective Leon, who truly believes this shady pet shop is up to something and is the source of the recent bizarre deaths, and is out to prove D is behind it all. Their dynamic is fun. D is calm, elegant, and clever, whereas Leon is brash, acts before he thinks, very determined though. Leon isn't the greatest character, but because we want to know more about D and what's going on, we're on his side. Something else about D is he's not just the main character, he's also the narrator. And he also kind of has the control of the manga and what information is let out. And it feels like D is just pulling out all the information out of the air. This is a light fantasy. You don't expect details and how things work. We know nothing about these pets. And if he says they fly, then they do, whether or not if they have wings. This isn't a bad thing, but we're at D's mercy for explanation. Their dialogue is distinct. I don't need pictures to know who's talking. They're thought out characters and well developed, while not overshadowing the main interests of the manga, which is the pets. Speaking of pets, each chapter is a monster of the week gimmick, which can be seen as short stories that all connect. With each pet comes a customer with their own troubles and heartaches. These problems are real life and are very relatable to many people. We got loneliness, depression, a mother who cares so much about her kid, makes a spoiled brat, innocence and being naive. The stories in the chapter are very layered, and you might miss those layers. In chapter 2, some may see a man who wants to see the true beauty of his lover, even if it kills him, but yet another person might see a celebrity with a one-time hit who missed his last chance. Keep remembering that the title has the word horror in it. If you're looking for happy endings, you're out of luck. Here's the most interesting part about the manga. Just because the set of rules are broken doesn't mean the customers are bad people. They all had good and relatable intentions. In chapter 1, I would have done the same thing, but a lot sooner. I really couldn't blame them. It's just human nature, and it's flawed. The artist really understands the human psyche, and it can make you question humanity, just as it does D. I believe this type of storytelling is called dark mirror. This manga will make you be on the fence. You're sided with D, yet you feel and relate to the customers. It's the gray area with no-win situations. This manga is heavy dialogue. It's more of a joyride, and you can't wait to see what happens. The plot is little to nothing. The pacing of the chapters are good. Nothing is rushed or slow. This mangaka loves plot twists and crazy ones. So each chapter is exciting. So what's my rating? I give Pet Shop of Horrors a 9. I absolutely love this series. It's a page turner with a lot of depth, although the art has aged. It's one of my favorite genres where an untouchable character uses the bad or the ugly nature against an individual to show the consequences of their actions. It's similar to Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0, The Smiling Businessman, or Black Channel. I highly recommend this series. It's a must read.